Hello, my name is Colin McIlvain. This is for JHU, Software Development for Real-Time Embedded Systems. This is Project 1, Morse Code LED System Development. So as you can see here, I'm working with an Arduino Uno R3 and some simple components with a breadboard. So the way it lays out is we have our Arduino board, 3 LEDs, 4 resistors, a piezo buzzer, and some general wiring. And of course our handy dandy little breadboard. So the LEDs are each paired with a resistor. The LEDs are set to run off of a certain amount of voltage, and all the excessive voltage goes into these resistors to protect the LEDs. Same with the piezo, and those are all being fed by 3 different wires over here. We have our ground rail over on this top portion. All of the grounds are into a common ground coming into the ground on this second rail of the Arduino board. And then we're using pins 5, 6, and 7 to control our 3 LEDs and our 1 piezo. Our blue LED and our piezo are in parallel with each other so that they are triggered by the same signals. Those are what we're using to flash our Morse code. We have a visual and an auditory that way. And then we have a red and a green LED that represent the state of the Morse code system. And the point of that is that we needed to have some sort of sentinel command to kind of shut everything down. And I thought, well, it makes a lot of sense to build this into somewhat of a state machine then. And so we have a running state and an idle state. And if I am green right now, it means I'm in a run state. So if I use a letter like A, you can see dot dash is a letter A. Green light's on, so we're gonna go and run. I'm gonna press the sentinel, which in my case is exit. And you'll see my red comes on. And now I'm gonna try A again. And nothing works. Even if I do the world is on fire, nothing's gonna come of that because our sentinel is on. But what if I wanna keep going? I can go ahead and write continue, if I spell it correctly. And I'll turn back on. So clearly we have our Morse code. We have A, B, which is dash dot 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 dot. C should be dash dot dash dot. And then we have E, which should just be a dot. So we get a general good layout there. If I do something a little bit longer, I'm going to do hello world with a space. You can get a feel that between our letters, words, and dashes and dots because there's a timing delay. So if we just do our A again, there's a pretty quick separation between the dot and the dash. But if I did MI, there's a pretty clear distinction between where our words are, our dots and our dash for our individual letters, and then our separations for our words. It's a 1, 3, 7 separation. This is written in C++ code. Trying to look at the rubric to decide. We follow the 5 rules of Morse code. We have a dot, which is 1 unit, a dash, which is 3 units, 1 unit between each character, 3 units in between each letter, and 7 in between each word. We have our sentinel, which I showed you is the exit, and because so the reason why my sentinel can come on and off is because we're using our Arduino board, and our Arduino functions it has its own stuff going on in the background, and the code we write has a setup and a loop. And the setup is run one time from the actual internal software, and then it's not internal to here, it's internal to the IDE, but then it runs loop forever and ever and ever. And so I made this a state machine so that I could turn it off, but there was no real way to get out of loop. And I didn't see a reason why not to turn it back on if I wanted to. So it was just kind of a way to extend the project just a little bit and still have that sentinel in there. And yeah, that's my project functioning. Thanks for watching.